Today we're going to titrate a weak acid with a strong base. The weak acid we're using is acetic acid, and we're going to use 25 milliliters of acetic acid. We're going to titrate that with our strong base, which is going to be sodium hydroxide. The acetic acid is going to be 0.1 molar, and the base is also 0.1 molar. So we're not determining the concentration of the acid. Today what we're going to do is we're going to do this weak acid strong base titration in order to determine the Ka of acetic acid using the data we collect today. We have our acetic acid in our Erlenmeyer flask, 25 mils of 0.1 molar acetic acid. In the burette, we have 0.1 molar sodium hydroxide. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add 2 milliliters of sodium hydroxide, and we're going to check the pH. So you need to be recording the amount of NaOH added and the pH at each step. So there's 2 milliliters of sodium hydroxide we added. We take the pH probe, and the pH is 3.90. Our second addition of 2 more milliliters of sodium hydroxide into our Erlenmeyer flask. Now we're going to check the pH. The pH, so now we've added 4 milliliters. So if I can show this to the camera. Our pH is about 4.20. Fluctuates a little bit as I move around. So 4.2. We're going to add another 2 milliliters of NaOH. That mix up. Check the pH. And we're at about 4.4. Okay, we're going to add 2 more milliliters. Looks like our pH is about 4 point, it's fluctuating between 4.5 and 4.6. So let's go with 4.5. Let's go with 4.6. A little average there. And we're going to add 2 more milliliters of our NaOH. That mix up. So at this point, I believe we're at 10 milliliters of NaOH total that we've added. Let's check the pH now. Looks like we're at about 4.7. I'm going to add 2 more milliliters. Stir bar in there. Looks like we're at about 4.86. Two more milliliters. point. It's fluctuating between 4.97 and 5.06. So let's just go with 5.02. Add 2 more milliliters. It's like we're at 5.1. Two more milliliters. It's like we're at about 5 point, fluctuating again. Let's go with 5.3. I'm going to add 2 more milliliters. It's like about 5.5. At this point, I believe we are at 20 milliliters. So let's do 2 more. Looks like we're at about 5 point. It's fluctuating again. Let's go with 5.89. Two more milliliters. Looks like we're at about 6.6. So I believe at this point we've added 24 milliliters. So I'm going to add half a milliliter. So this will be 24.5 milliliters. Our pH is 9.9. We're going to add another half a mil. Our pH is pH is 10.88. Another half a milliliter. Our pH is 11.4. And we're going to add another half a milliliter. And our pH is 11.7. And now I'm going to add 1 milliliter because we were past our equivalence point, as we can see by the data. Looks like we're at 11.88. 11.98. I'm going to add another milliliter. Looks like we're at 12.03. 1 more milliliter, and I think we will be done with our titration. So it looks like now we're at 12.05, and that completes our titration. So today we titrated a weak acid with a strong base. Acetic acid was titrated with sodium hydroxide. We used 0.1 molar acetic acid. We started with 25 mils, and we added 0.1 molar sodium hydroxide in increments of a milliliter, and as we got close to the equivalence point, I slowed it down to about a half a milliliter. I knew about where the equivalence point was because I did the calculations pre-recording of this titration. So the next step is to take the data and graph it. We will want the pH on the vertical axis and the volume in milliliters of sodium hydroxide added on the horizontal axis. You should see a good titration curve. You find the equivalence point, and with this curve, we can then calculate the Ka value for acetic acid. And we'll walk through the calculation in our next step of this video.